Get real. Get real.
According to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, children are human beings aged 18 years and below. In our society today, children suffer untold abuse due to their innocence and inability to defend themselves. On this program, we will be looking at issues that affect children. This program is brought to you by the Children in Need Network and the Child Care and Adoption Society. My name is Beston Banda and you're watching Get Real.
Get real. Get real.
There are many forms of child abuse and exploitation. In most cases, we as Zambians do not acknowledge that we are either affected or enforcers of this abuse. Children are supposed to play and enjoy being a child, playing healthy games and just being young. A child should not be looked at as a source of cheap labor for income, no matter what the situation. These children need protection, and for this reason, organizations such as Children in Need exist. We're here at CHIN to find out what it is all about and why this issue of commercial sexual exploitation of children.
Children in Need Network plays a pivotal role when it comes to the welfare of children in Zambia. It has been recognized as one of the biggest networks in Zambia, which is a very organized network. And if you look at most of the NGOs that are members of Children in Need Network are specialized in certain activities, such as you might be interested to note that even when it comes to advocacy, we have NGOs that are just specialized in advocacy, that advocate on issues with regards to children's rights, issues to children's abuse, and equally even on the mitigation when it comes to cases that are being presented before the courts of law.
So what passion do you have concerning the children out there who are going through a lot of difficulty and who are suppressed and trafficked, and these issues that come up that you deal with as CHIN?
As Children in Need, the passion that we have towards children in our nation is basically indescribable. Because for a fact we understand that even us, where we are right now, at one time we were children. And if we didn't grow up in an environment that is conducive, I don't think we'd be here right now discussing what we're talking right now. Because you can imagine if we have a population of over 70% being abused and become adults. I mean, no one will have a feeling and even the sense of belonging to a community. They might perceive everything to be wrong. So in the long run, we might have situations that are escalating in other areas of the world, which could easily come here if we do not handle these situations properly. They might look foreign, but it makes a lot of sense if we become passionate to handle most of these issues carefully. That is the passion that CHIN has towards our children in Zambia.
We also spoke to the Executive Director of CHIN, who gave us more detail of what CHIN is doing.
Research and advocacy is a department which deals in advocating, or rather propagating, the children's rights using public platform, that is the government and some other organizations. Capacity building deals with the expansion of the CHIN members. More and more organizations are coming in. Right now we've got about 310 CHIN members, or fall under CHIN umbrella. And then we've got the knowledge and development. This is a department which is involved in advocating the sensitizing the people, especially the CHIN members, those organizations, those smaller NGOs which fall under CHIN. And then we've got the governance. The governance deals with it's more or less like a regulatory framework. You know, when you are dealing with governance, you simply mean that the supporters of CHIN are supposed to be satisfied of the type of people who are on the ground, and they should also win goodwill by those who are funding CHIN to ensure that the activities are well coordinated, the funds that are sent to CHIN are well, have been put to good use. There is no mismanagement of funds, and also should be in compliance with what the donors want.
Would you tell us what is commercial sexual exploitation of children?
Commercial sexual exploitation of children is the sexual abuse of children which involves exchange of the child's body for money, gifts or favors. And this basically takes various forms. It could be a situation where a child is involved in prostitution. So you'd say the prostitution of a child. That is one type of commercial sexual exploitation of children. Or it could be a case where the child is involved in pornographic activity. You know, sometimes people take advantage of children and they film children in sexual acts. Or it could be a case where a child is trafficked from one place to another for the purposes of sexual exploitation.
Could you tell us some of the things that you have done in terms of awareness raising and publications and things like that? What have you done?
Well, surprisingly, actually, commercial sexual exploitation of children is quite very common in Zambia. In 2006, CHIN was involved in a regional study that was commissioned by the ECPAT International. And in this study, a report has been produced. And one of the findings that we've had from this report is that sexual abuse, commercial sexual exploitation of children is actually quite very prevalent in the country. And 2 years later, we did a follow-up research where we were looking at risk factors that predispose children to sexual abuse. And this too did confirm that commercial sexual exploitation is quite very prevalent in the country.
Sex with a child is a crime. Children too can be infected with HIV when sexually abused. Let us work together and fight child abuse. This message is brought to you by Children in Need Network, CHIN.
We are here at CASA, a member of the Children in Need Network, helping some of the children affected by CSEC.
CASA Children's Home is a non-governmental organization. It's a home where we look after children who are sexually abused, children who are neglected, and children who are double or single orphans. I mean double, both parents have passed away, single, maybe either a mother or father has passed away. CASA has 20 children who are resident at the center now, and we have 65 just within the community. I mean community, just Libala, Chilenje, where even our catchment area is Shantumbu village. There we only offer educational support program to those children just within the community. But the children who are resident at the center, we offer shelter to them, even education. They go to school and come back at the center. The reason why we don't have a community school or a school just at the center is we wanted the children to have a feel of the community itself. That's why at least we let our children go to just government schools and come back to the center, just to mingle around with just children who have both parents. We had two which were very scary, whereby when I knocked off at 17, I went home, I was just calling the mothers just for an update up to maybe around 0204, just to make sure that the child was okay. So, and those were the only cases I even handled, going to the extent of going to the courts, more like becoming a witness to the child. And it was a very scary moment for me because I've never been in a dock. And even the judge was even had to ask me that, "Madam, just take your time, just explain." Because like the case itself was something else. Some of the challenges when the children don't have food, like midday meal, lunch, and the areas of salaries for the staff, because it's not an easy thing looking after children who are not your own children. But mothers have got a very big heart, even the management itself, to look after these children.
Get real with BB.
Next time wapani chaya veni wapani uzatenda ku school after ncha kuda aveni ku school wapona team sinile mbani ngogona gona chepa dex vaticha bani anipasa punishment wapona punishment sen kango ko ishito bani fusa tinchane na tadiva na ncha kumsana ko kamenzi wanaendo lembisa ku police bani peka na clinic after tashika clinic taputaenda ko abani fonza tioka sonte pamiwanka na dadivako nambona ene naponandwa sontela boka matofu tapotatinapota pesa dadisivaliko abona tema mnetima kumikilamo ku skulu nkapofika avena apatikwanga kuja ku polisi avena bandifunza badmaster tinchani mwana sana bwele ati mwana wako adwala maningi soenda pa polisi zampeza kwanza ina mfutu wanapoa kwa mativaleko abawa bachosa mpolisi futu wabanchana po pakati pa moto abeni na bonandole mbisi futu wabancha ati okay kaba mbisi polisi wabatumila bachochofe nana netena ku
What's up? You on Get Real now.
Okay, and how would you say you have benefited from being a member of CHIN, and in what ways would you say that CHIN is helping these children whom you have here to look after these children?
Okay, CHIN has helped us in various ways. Firstly, I would say I attended the last meeting. That was where they held regional elections. It was very successful and I enjoyed being there. Secondly, I would say we really benefit from the grants that we're given. And thirdly, I would say we appreciate very much for the trainings that they conduct. And CASA benefited from the capacity building training which they did. Yes.
Sex with a child is a crime. Children too can be infected with HIV when sexually abused. Let us work together and fight child abuse. This message is brought to you by Children in Need Network, CHIN.
Well, that's it. That's the program for today, where we're basically looking at the Children in Need Network and commercial sexual exploitation of children. What is it? Is it an issue here in Zambia today? Until next week at the same time, my name is Beston Banda. Bye-bye.